What is up, guys? My name is Austin, and today I've got a cool story for you, Bruce. So we are going to be speaking about something pretty crazy that is going on in South Africa at the moment, specifically Cape Town. I mean, this is outrageous, and we need to talk about this because it's happening more and more. So over the years, so many international fugitives have been caught hiding in Cape Town, South Africa. It feels like it's just happening more and more. We're talking about Interpol red notice criminals, major international drug traffickers, and even someone who was once on the FBI's most wanted list. And yeah, it really does seem like Cape Town has become sort of the hotspot and the world's favorite hiding spot for high-profile criminals across the globe. So today we are going to unpack who these fugitives are that are hiding in Cape Town, how they ended up here, why Cape Town keeps popping up, what this actually means for us as South Africans. And trust me, when I read these stories in the news, it feels like a Netflix series. So yeah, it's not a Netflix series, this is real life, and this is happening in Cape Town. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the most recent case of an international criminal caught hiding in Cape Town. This one's actually hilarious because basically an international fugitive was caught posing as a personal trainer at a gym in Cape Town, South Africa, specifically in Constantia. Daily Maverick published an investigation that sent shockwaves through Cape Town last month, and according to their reporting, an international fugitive wanted by Interpol was allegedly found living a totally normal life in Cape Town, working as a Virgin Active personal trainer in Constantia, which is one of the most prestigious areas in the whole of South Africa. His name is Stan Stamanov, and here's where it gets wild. So Daily Maverick alleges that Stamanov is actually a Bulgarian national wanted in Romania for serious drug trafficking charges. He is reportedly listed on Interpol's red notice system, which is essentially the closest thing the world has to an international most wanted list. He was on this list, and he's been on this list for many years, and apparently he's been living in Cape Town for many years. I've even been seeing people online saying that Stan was a very friendly personal trainer. He was like the nicest guy. Some people even said he was doing weird, inappropriate exercises with some of the Constantia moms. But obviously this is just according to comments, so we don't know how true it is. We all know that one guy in the gym, hey Ethan?
Always.
There's always that one guy. And the naked guys in the bathroom.
The personal trainer who's too personal.
Yeah, personal trainer is too personal. So yeah, but that's not all. Apparently, what's his name? Stan Stamanov. He was allegedly once a bodyguard for a known mafia boss in Romania. And now he's a personal trainer at the gym. And yet, according to the report, he has been working for years as a trainer, no issues, interacting daily with some of Cape Town's wealthiest residents, just like that. And after the story broke out, and this was a very recent story, Virgin Active suspended him, saying that they are cooperating with authorities while investigations are ongoing. So I'm assuming he might be deported. And again, we don't 100% know if this actually is the guy wanted by Interpol. This is allegations from Daily Maverick, and they might be wrong. But I mean, if you look at the pictures and you compare, it pretty much is him. I think at least, but we don't know for sure. So we have to let the justice system take its course. Anyway, so let's move on to the next one. So this is just one of many stories like this happening in Cape Town. Last year, we saw a very similar story. A man named Callum Goa, one of the United Kingdom's most wanted fugitives, was finally tracked down hiding in, you guessed it, Cape Town. So Goa is accused of being a major drug trafficker, allegedly running large-scale operations in the UK along with his mother. Imagine running a drug empire with your mom. That is just weird. That's like I don't know, that's a weird version of Breaking Bad or something, I don't know. Yeah, this already sounds like a wild movie. So according to authorities, he was tracked down by Interpol. Apparently there's a South African branch of Interpol who have been working quite well to track down all these guys. And yeah, they found him in Constantia again. He was hiding in Constantia. It seems Constantia is specifically a hotspot suburb for these criminals. He was arrested and he was held at Pollsmoor prison for a while, poor guy. And yeah, then he was eventually deported back to the UK. So imagine going from Constantia, living in Constantia, to Pollsmoor prison. That is outrageous. And it seems like we get a story like this every single year, because this next one is my favorite one. In November 2024, it was reported that the FBI's most wanted fugitive, the FBI, was hiding in, you guessed it, Cape Town, South Africa, and the US are still offering an award of 90 million rand to anyone who can find her. So that's a great get-rich-quick scheme. Try find this woman. Her name is Ruja Ignatova, and she's also known as the Crypto Queen. Now, she is the mastermind behind OneCoin, which is widely regarded as one of the biggest cryptocurrency scams in history. In fact, it's regarded probably as the biggest crypto scam in history. So authorities believe that she scammed victims out of billions of dollars globally, around 4 billion by conservative estimates, 4 billion rand. And OneCoin was marketed as a revolutionary crypto investment, but prosecutors later revealed it was essentially just a Ponzi scheme with no real benefit behind it. So Ruja disappeared in 2017. Nobody has really seen her since. And the FBI later placed her on its top 10 most wanted list, offering a reward of 90 million rand, as you said earlier. But here's where South Africa comes in. So in November 2024, according to German prosecutors, they believed they had a really good lead in Cape Town, that she had possibly been spotted in Cape Town. I reported on this back in November 2024, and it blew up. Everyone was like, where's Ruja Ignatova? I want 90 million rand. And yeah, they believe that she was possibly hiding in Cape Town, living under a false identity. A lot of people think she might be dead and she was never in Cape Town, but the fact remains that the last major lead of Ruja Ignatova was in Cape Town. There hasn't been a major lead since. So she could still be hiding in Cape Town. So if you've seen this woman, you could earn a big paycheck if you report her. So let's just quickly speak about some other cases that have happened in South Africa recently. So in January, a Chinese fraud suspect wanted by Interpol was extradited back to China, and he had been hiding in, you guessed it, Cape Town since 2021. He allegedly defrauded the Chinese government of 120 million rand for running an unregistered foreign currency exchange business. He fled to South Africa after his accomplices were arrested in China, and yeah, he had been hiding in South Africa for a long time, but in January of this year he was caught, and apparently there are still 18 other Chinese fugitives believed to be hiding in South Africa somewhere. And yeah, 11 of them have been placed on Interpol's red notice list. Another example of a case like this in 2023, one of the most wanted men in the world was found hiding in Paarl near Cape Town, a small town near Cape Town. So he was literally one of the most wanted fugitives in the world. His name is, I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, but Fulgence Kaishema was arrested in Cape Town, Paarl near Cape Town, after being on the run for 2 decades for crimes relating to the Rwanda genocide of 1994. So he was majorly involved in the Rwanda genocide. I mean, the Rwanda genocide is a very, very serious, horrible piece of history which he was involved in. And he was found hiding in Paarl, which is crazy. In fact, I was looking at the news the other day. Another example, there's a British man named Benjamin May who was extradited to the UK to face drug trafficking charges. He fled to South Africa in 2020, and now he has been traced hiding in Cape Town as well. This was just another story that popped up literally just before I was going to film this video. Another case. I mean, there's so many of these cases. In fact, back in 2023, SAP said that in just the last 5 years, 60 international fugitives were found hiding in South Africa. So basically between 2018 and 2023, 60 international fugitives were found hiding in South Africa. And it's probably way higher now. There's probably way more fugitives found hiding now because this report was from 3 years ago. So the question is, why is everyone hiding in Cape Town, South Africa? Why are we attracting all these criminals? Well, there's a couple of good reasons. According to investigations into this, court documents, there's a couple of reasons. But firstly, Cape Town is globally connected. It's got international flights. It's got a large expat community. So there's a lot of foreigners already in Cape Town on holiday or who have moved here. So if you hear a foreign accent, it's not that strange. So that makes sense. Another thing is the cost of living. The cost of living here in South Africa is great. I mean, if you come to South Africa with a bunch of euros that you've stolen from crypto or whatever, it goes a long way. You can live a really nice life. You can live in Constantia easily. English is widely spoken in Cape Town. So it's easy to, and in South South Africa as a whole, so it's easy to blend in South Africa, especially for British fugitives. And then, of course, the other flip side to this is that there are concerns around border control in South Africa, visa monitoring. Are authorities doing a good enough job in monitoring who's coming into South Africa? Probably not. So the authorities could do a better job. But in fairness, South African authorities have done a good job in tracking down a lot of these fugitives in South Africa. So if anything, this really is just an indication that South Africa has become a hotspot for these criminals. So if you're ever walking around, I don't know, in the waterfront in Cape Town or anywhere in South Africa and you hear someone with a strange accent, who knows? Maybe they are wanted for some crazy crime overseas. That doesn't mean you should blast your foreign friends, but just keep that at the back of your mind. Maybe they have some weird Stalin Russian tattoos or something, then something might be sus. So just keep that in mind. Let me know what you guys think about the situation and what should be done to actually prevent all these illegal foreigners coming to South Africa. We don't want them bringing all their crime into South Africa. So let me know what you think should be done about this. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching. We appreciate it so much from me and Ethan, the editor. So stay tuned for another video soon. I'll catch you on the flip side.